Where does Bitcoin go from here?
Well, we've got a couple of events that people need to keep mindful of. The first is that the Bitcoin halving, which is when the amount that miners who run the Bitcoin network get paid, every 4 years or so, the amount they get paid gets cut in half. That happened in May of last year. And what's happened historically, whenever that happens, for between 12 and the next 18 months, Bitcoin can go up between 300% and 500%. So we are about halfway through the post-halving bull run. So by my judgment, we have a lot more to go with Bitcoin. Certainly 100,000 and quite possible $150,000 by end of this year to maybe Q1 next year.
Those are some big assumptions there. Big companies, though, are betting on Bitcoin in a big way. Companies like Tesla, MasterCard, and Square, they've actually embraced it. How has that changed the
Yep.
conversation around Bitcoin?
Well, I think it's huge. I think the latest survey I saw was about 5% of the publicly traded companies in the United States, the CFOs said they would consider adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And the reason they're thinking that is because corporations have trillions of dollars in cash, and where do they put it? There's government bonds, but there's $17 trillion worth of government bonds that yield negative returns. So government bonds aren't going to do much for you. But the big concern among a lot of CFOs and corporate treasurers is inflation and the diminishment of the dollar. So if you can avoid that by holding on to something like Bitcoin, Bitcoin has a finite amount, right? There's only 21 million Bitcoin. So there really isn't a concept of inflation there. And I think as an inflation hedge, it's very attractive to a lot of corporate treasurers.